Good morning, everyone. Marla Copal, your second act entrepreneur success guide. And I'm here today to just have some fun musings about terms that are used to describe some of us who are in maybe our second or our third act. And why we're here is there are multiple reasons. But if we have talent, some of us just don't like to put it on the shelf. We want to use it. Some of us are looking for ways to live longer with quality. So most of us that I know don't want longevity if it's associated with long-term disease or disability. There are some of us out there who are working really, really hard to stay in tune, in touch, and healthy. So a lot of you are working on building alternative healthcare businesses, or you are marketing products that you're really excited about that they help you. But you're finding that your audience is a bit limited. And sometimes the farmers markets that people used to use, they give you a lot of wear and tear on the body. And that schlepping of stuff in and out of the show, setting up a table, setting up a tent, it actually is physically abusive. So some of you have gotten the savvy, and you know that it's time to turn to technology and find a social media platform that works for you. Whether it's Facebook or Instagram, but you got to know where your audience is. And let me tell you, people, you really specifically want to look. Some of these audiences are not your audience. So here's the dilemma that people come into, and I'm going to get to the digital immigrant thing in a minute. You know, it used to be that we could just walk into certain areas or neighborhoods or businesses and we would find our audience. We used to, maybe some of us work in call centers where the audience knew we were here because of the advertising we did. And so they called in to find us. Some of you were in small enough towns that word of mouth really, really worked well for you to do your thing. And then there was the phone book. But what happened? What happened was in the 60s when some of this technology started happening, not all of us were well informed about it. And if you were like me, where you were raised in a rural area, I didn't have a TV till I was 11. But man, did I jump on board when I needed to. In 1984 was my first computer experience. And in 1990, I bought the original Mac Portable, which weighed 12 pounds, okay? So here's the question. If you're a boomer, born somewhere between 1945 and 1965, are you a digital immigrant? Meaning, at what point in your life did you acquire, good morning everyone who's watching, at what point did you acquire this technology skill that you have? Or did you keep thinking, I can get along without it? Well, if any of you are in the business of selling products now and you have a website, or you're in the business of selling your coaching services and you have a website, you may need more than a website to market you. A website is the equivalent of a billboard from years ago. So what are digital immigrants? Digital immigrants are those people who didn't grow up with technology. It was there. And what they're continuously doing is living in a foreign country, and they need to move forward with what's available for them today. So how do we do that? How do we move forward into successful business while we are aging and we're vital? We have something to give. We got a lot of vibrancy. And how do we go in and explore this stuff that might feel a little bit intimidating? Well, that's where people like me come in, because I'm one of those, let's just jump in and see what's going on kind of people. And I can help everybody else do something similar with some grace and move forward into building your online business. Now, what's challenging about building an online business is you have to build an audience. And there's ways to make mistakes called spamming your information or talking to the people who really are not your audience. And so together we learn how to build your audience, how to build relationships. And if you're like me, you much prefer face-to-face conversations. You really want to talk to people and see if they're smiling and get their energy. And that's just not possible nowadays. So how do you do that online? You do it very easily, but it is awkward. I had to learn it. And I do it with much ease now. But it's not, it's an invisible skill. So what we do is we take what you know and we reapply it in another area. So if you're familiar with making changes in your life, which I think most of you are, this is just another change. So social media has gotten a bad rap. People think that maybe it's just a bunch of idiots out there. Others think it's everybody sharing their drama. Some people think social media is invasive into their lives. But what we all know is if you are polite, just like when you walk into someone's home, you can make social media work for you. If you are delightfully curious about others, and you will get invited into their home. And if you bring value, you will get invited into someone's home. So if you think of social media as you inviting in friends or they invite you in, you want to take a look at where you've been, how you used to meet people, and how do we convert that online. So digital immigrants are those who are always learning new ways of the world. You can be an immigrant of any kind. It's not about being in a foreign country, but you become a savvy immigrant when you learn how to bring value, integrate, and take new challenges on. So if you're someone who's a boomer and you still got fire and you want to build this business or you want to help others, then it's probably time we connect. So when I post this, I have a group called Social Tips for Social Media Tips for Baby Boomers. And I also have some other things to share with you. So on how to update your Facebook profile and how to do online marketing. So if you'd like to see any of those things, you just have to message me, put a yes in the comments, and I'll touch base. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.